Welcome to section 4.3, the string class. This lesson is all about strings, one of the most commonly used data type in Java. We'll explore what strings are, how to work with them, and how to take full advantage of the powerful tools Java gives us through the string class. By the end of this lesson, you'll know how to locate the string class in the Java documentation, use built-in methods like substring and indexOf, compare strings lexicographically, and manipulate or extract portions of string. So what's a string exactly? A string is just a sequence of characters. It can contain letters, numbers, punctuation, even white space. In Java, strings aren't primitive types like int or double. They are actually objects of the string class. Here's an example. String S1 assigned hello world. That line creates a string object named S1 that holds a sentence. You can call methods on this object like dot char at, dot length, or dot compare to, all parts of the string class. And there is something cool. Strings in Java are abstract. That means you don't need to worry about how they're built internally. You just use the methods to work with them, simple and powerful. The string class is part of the Java lang package, which is automatically imported into every Java program. So you don't need an import statement to use strings. Want to explore more? You can find full documentation on the string class at the Java API website. There is your go-to resource for learning what each method does, how it works, and what it returns. Here is a pro tip. Use the search bar in the documentation and type string. Then select Java lang string from the types list to get full access to everything this class can do. If you keep scrolling through the details of the string class, you will come to the list of methods. Only a small subset of this list is shown here. This master list of methods gives the basic details for the method. In this case, you can see that the name of the method is char at, its type is char, and it requires an index parameter of type int to be passed in. There is also a brief description that this method returns the char value at a particular index in the string. For each method, the method name and the parameter types are hyperlinked so that you can get more details. Click into any method name to see details. You'll get a breakdown of what the method does, what parameters it needs, and what it returns. In this case, you're looking at the detailed description of indexOf. For any of the methods, the method name and the parameter types are hyperlinked so that you can get more details. The example here shows the detailed description for one of the indexOf methods of string. Let's look at one of the most used methods, length. You'll use it like this. String name equals mic.w. System.out.println name.length. So the output is 6. It counts every character, even punctuation and white space. You can also access specific characters, like in a string, using an index. Index starts as 0. So in hello world, H is index 0, E is 1, and so on. Need to find where a certain character is in a string? Use indexOf. Int idx equals str.indexOf in parentheses, single quotation, hyphen. You can also tell it where to start searching by adding a second parameter. Here is a more complete example of using indexOf. A string phone number, the value set 5404-543-2345. Int idx1 equals phone num.indexOf in parentheses, in single quotation, hyphen. Int idx2 equals phone num.indexOf in parentheses, in single quotation, hyphen, comma, idx1 plus 1. Want to get a single character from string? Use charadd with an index like string str equals Susan. So system.out.println str.charadd 0. So uppercase S will be returned. You can also extract substrings using substring method. There are two versions. One takes a single parameter, the other one takes two parameters. The second method excludes the character at the end index. This example shows how substring slices a string into smaller parts. Want to replace characters? Use replace method. It replaces all occurrences of a character or sequence. str.replace in parentheses, in double quotation, lowercase r, comma, in double quotation, uppercase R. This turns all lowercase character in character string to character where all lowercase r's are in uppercase. If you want to replace the first match, use replace first method instead. In this example, only the first RE gets changed. Now it's your turn. In exercise 1, you will extract the first name from a full name by using index of to find the space, then calling substring to grab the name before the space. Quick note, this exercise project has two files with main methods. That's okay for testing, but remember, when you run the project, only one file runs. Okay, so check your IDE how to run that single file with the main method. You can create strings in two ways, using string literals, like string his name equals, in double quotation, Fred Smith, or using new, string her name equals new string, in parentheses, in double quotation, and Smith. Here's why. Strings are immutable. Once created, their values do not change. If you assign the same literal to two variables, Java will optimize and point them both to the same memory. This is more efficient. Java avoids creating duplicate objects for identical strings. Less memory, faster execution. Want to join strings? We got two options, the plus operator and the concat method. Both work, but the plus operator is more flexible. In this example, we created two string objects, S1 and S2. After the string concatenation operation, a new string object, Susan Roberts, is created, and S1 points to that because of the immutable property of strings. Because there are no references to string, Susan is removed from memory. Java also lets you concatenate non-strings with strings. It will automatically convert numbers, booleans, etc. to string format when you use plus sign. The slide example demonstrates concatenating a string literal and an integer by using the plus operator. Java automatically converts non-string data types to strings before concatenation. In this example, the word string is being concatenated to the original string. The concat method is used here, but whether you use that or the concatenation operator plus sign, a new string object is created and the returned new string reference points to this new object. In the diagram, the myString string reference no longer refers to hello, and it will be removed from memory. In this example, after the concat method is called, a new object, hello world, is created and the reference for this object is assigned to myString. Finally, on concatenating another string, this time using the concatenation operator, the same thing happens again. A new object, hello world with exclamation mark, is created and the reference for this object is assigned to my string. In exercise 2, you'll collect the first, middle, and last name from the user and create a full name by concatenating them. It's a great chance to practice both plus sign and concat method. Which method should you use? Plus or concat? Honestly, most developers prefer plus sign for its simplicity and flexibility. The plus operator works with all kinds of data types, but concat can only be used with other strings. It is stricter and can cause errors if you're not careful. Strings are compared lexicographically, not alphabetically. Lexicographic comparisons are similar to the ordering that one might find in a dictionary. If you want to compare strings, use .compareTo method. Here's what compareTo returns. A value less than 0 if the first string comes first. 0 if they are equal. Greater than 0 if the second string comes first. Let's look at few examples. Computer string, okay, under double quotation, .compareTo, in parentheses, comparison, in double quotation. This will return an integer greater than 0. Cab.compareTo car returns an integer less than 0. Car compared to car returns an integer 0. Here is another example using compareTo. So practice it on the computer. To wrap it up, you've learned how to locate and use the string class, apply key methods, manipulate string values, and compare strings lexicographically. Mastering strings is a big step forward. They are everywhere in Java.